Smoke detectors. They're here to save lives. Or are they? Hold on, let me get it. This is an example of a smoke detector, and it is probably one of the goofiest I own. This is a Dicon American Sensors 770 LBX, and it is, bizarre. And yes, this is haphazard, but it's the way I'm filming. Label. Alright, let's hear this thing sing. Come on. Yeah, this thing is weird. Anyway. Piece of plastic. Yeah, this thing is crazy. It's a Code 1 Model A, 1994. Yeah, it's crazy for a reason. Like, shut up. Can you just work for 1 second? Thank you. Shut up! Alright. Yep, loud. Moving on. Boink! Very, appealing, I guess. A Lifesaver 0905. Its cover comes off completely, and it has a gray horn cover. And there, it magically put itself on. Alright, let's hear this thing sing. And also, these things hate wind. What? I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. I'm deaf now. Boing. This thing is a travel smoke alarm with an escape light. However, I can't seem to figure out the escape light situation. It is the same brand, model 0981, made in 1985. Let's hear this thing sing. And another one. Let's open the case to see what we get. What? Yeah, I had to take the batteries out of this because it was chirping. Oh, wait. Its face just came off. Apparently, I forgot to put the screws back in. Nice. Well, this is as good as I can get it. Let's see it. Let's hear it sing. Now that is a very loud telephone. Let's put you back for safekeeping. The box is now locked. I choose this thing. Yes, it has a battery in it, but it is crazy. And by crazy, I mean the horn's already dying. I had to literally, like, swap a new horn into it, and it is already dying. What the heck? Why? Also, it's an 83R. Look, it's a bomb. Just kidding. It's a Black & Decker SMK60M3. It's Irish. Let's hear this thing sing. It makes a low note. And another wacky Irish thing. This, even though it's not Irish, it was made in Mexico. It also comes with an accessory. Battery. And now, returning it to the thing that I took it out of, this. An SA67D, first generation. Here's a label, and an interior. Squish it. Maybe the battery wasn't seated correctly. It was not seated correctly. I can rip the battery out of you again. Some of my smoke alarms are super bipolar. This entity, it's a bit dusty too. It is a Jameson React, or just React. 1985, that's nice. Okay, thank you for not screaming at me the second I put a battery in. Also, this connector is outrageously short. Alright, that's the best I could do. Let's hear this thing sing. Very high-pitched as usual for Jameson alarms. Speaking of Jameson, here's another one. And its extremely oversized cousin with a light. Again, thanks for not screaming at me the second I put a battery in you. Let's hear the CD3 sing. Is that all? Hello? Ah, and then this thing is a CD24, not 23. There's a CD23, however, it is slightly different, but not that different. Also, it has the same battery connectors. This one was made in 1986. Sorry, I was just looking at the label. Anyway, test it. The escape light pulses, and it is not bright at all. Alright, who's next? Me! This thing, a First Alert SA88. It came brand new in the box, it's in kind of healthy condition, and yes, you can silence it. And the light test works, but I don't have an incandescent flashlight. Anyway, enough shenanigans. Test. Yes, it's loud. Let's take something basic. Something a bit ordinary, if you will. Awaken warn. I have a Family Guard variant of this, so I wrote up here which one it is, so I don't get confused. It is the Waken Warn. Just to reiterate, since I have two of them. This is like the most common PCB that was on the smoke alarm market. It's literally everywhere in these older smoke alarms. Anyway. Yet, just the same whatevers. Now let's move on to, maybe one of the first 10-year smoke alarms ever made. Yes, it started with First Alert, model SA10YR. It has a hush button, too. But we're gonna hit the test button. Because we want to hear it sing. Hang on, I gotta reach over it to grab this. Hang on, I might be holding it upside down. There we go. It is a Jameson Model AD, I believe. Not really sure, but it's from 1995, and I got to put a battery in it. Thank you very much for raising your voice. Now do it again. Give me my battery back. Now we shall shove a battery into this ancient being. Stupid bird clock. I know it's 4 p.m. You don't have to announce it to everybody. Anyway, let's shove a battery into this ancient being. I have no clue when it was made, but it is a First Alert SCO1. It makes the noise. Okay, you can shut up now. You can shut up now. You can shut up now! I'm pretty sure this thing is on the brink of expiration. Yeah, I wouldn't have installed this in my home. I think we're getting extra British. This is an EI Electronics EI146E optical mains-powered smoke alarm. What am I doing with my life? Yes, do not ask why I have it. I have it. Okay, now I have to find 4 AA's. It says not to use random batteries, but I think we may as well have to use the random batteries. Alright, let's see what it does now. It kept the message. Oh my god. What the? Walter, why are you in my smoke alarm?
Because I'm everywhere!
Hey, Walter, please calm down. Anyway, this is what it is. It was made 2006. Because why not? But you know what wasn't made in 2006? This thing. This long rectangle of noise. Pure noise. It is a pyrotector, and it has a transmitter. I already made a video on it, so you'll probably be familiar with it, if that's the case. Alright, let's hear its low monotone voice. Uh-oh. Is it time to squeal? I think it is. This is a Pyrotronics FB1A. I don't know what that means. What does this mean? I don't understand anything. I don't understand. Let's hear this brass thing sing in all its glory. And now, let's hear it with the cover on. Yet, cover doesn't make a difference. It's also French. Alright, here comes squealer number 2. It's, this. You might not know what the heck it is. Let me assure you, it is a smoke detector. It is a, and, I had to make this modification because the battery terminals broke. Alright, we shall connect it. All I could do so far is just make it chirp like this every so often. I've tried getting it to go off, but it just will not sing. Its sensor is a bit too weak. Yeah, that's probably all you're gonna get out of this. Unless we take this giant metal stick here, and we cover our ears, and we poke it into the sensor and probably get radiation poisoning at the same time. Aha! I knew you had a voice! The low-tone delta alarm squealer sings once again. After being poked around by a stick. It's all the way over on the other side. Now my arm hurts. Thank you, Amway, for being as far away from me as possible. So, hang on. Now let's do both tests. Yes, you can force the thing to chirp. And you can also force this thing to do this. Yes. Alright. I'm just gonna check over if we forgot any of them. It appears that we forgot all but one, and it's this goofy heat detector thing. It's an MDeco. We interrupt this programming for carbon monoxide detection. This is probably the only video on YouTube currently of a FireX 6030. 6030? Or COQ1. Anyway, this is probably the only footage on YouTube of this particular detector. And it's bizarre, to say the least. It kind of looks like a CC, but in the form of a rectangle. Alright, let's take this power cord here and just plug it in like this. We can try to rotate it like that. There we go. Now let's hear it sing. As usual, it's loud. Now we will disarm it. Next up is another weird rectangle. This is also probably the only footage of this type of detector on the internet. It is a universal. Apparently, this is like one of the only universal alarms I own, aside from a 5304. This is a universal CD9585, made in 2006. Alright, let's plug it in. A little green light turns on. I have to hold it sideways, unfortunately. Now let's hear it sing. Watch what happens when I turn it off. Yeah, the green light just fades out. Alright, I think I can go ahead and plug this one in immediately because it has this. And here it is. A third rectangle. This one is branded by Code 1. It is like a forever alarm. It's advertised as having like a forever sensor, I guess. And the cover comes off like this to reveal the label, which I never actually knew was inside the unit. Rookie mistake. Skill issue, if you will. And crowded in between all the resistors and capacitors and this random transistor here, there is a Figaro CO sensor. Alright, let's smash the cover back on and let's give it a proper test. Yeah, it just makes a continuous tone and then flashes a bunch of lights. I might put this one aside for later. But anyway, here's a shrieking rectangle. This thing is absolutely cooked because no matter what I've tried, it just likes shrieking. And there's no way to get it to stop. It is an SPS Duo alarm. Also sold as, I believe, the Edco Twin Alert. I can't remember that well. Rain is not raining. If you plug it in, yes, it has a cord. And turn it on, you will get this. It's a very strange pulsing sensation. A very rare feature for a squealer horn. Another shrieking rectangle. Because why not? This is a gas century. Model 15500. And judging by the way that model number is arranged, I assume it was sold at Radio Shack. Anyway, you're supposed to let this thing sing for a whole minute. But no matter what I've tried, all it does is this. Yeah, that's all it does. Nothing else but that. This. I already have it wired, but these have a tendency to slip out at random. And I'm not really sure why. It is, of course, a BRK 1839A. On. Test. Very loud. I'm really afraid to do this because if I short the ends of these two cables together, it's going to trip the breaker. And I don't want it, and I don't want that to happen. Alright, this is like really dangerous because I have to hold the wires on the back. It's an... it's already slipped out. 1839 ACI. That's what this is. Push in terminal things. They always slip out. Come on. How long does the copper need to be? You know what? Fine. Just insert a clip, an old clip of this thing going off. Because I'm not risking a friggin' fire hazard in this house. But what we can test, at least for now, is this 5919. Let it dangle. Nuts. Yes, I know there's a ground on it, and no, I can't use it because this is an interconnect wire. If I do this, then something is going to short. And yes, it did. So now we are going to suffer in the waiting game. Come on, where's my loud? Thank you. Okay, off with you. I like wires. Alright, next up is this. It is a Lifesaver 1215. And it already magically turned itself on. And oh look, the cover also magically removes itself. Now let's hear the thing sing. A very unusual pattern. Okay, it's been like legit 3 or so weeks, almost a month since I last recorded anything for this. That stems from just general procrastination and stuff. And I need to find wire nuts again. I'm wiring up a Newtone S190 now. And this is the alarm. Let me just plug it in. And then we'll flip the switch to turn it on. In which it is now receiving power. So we'll go ahead and test it. It's very loud. It has a Douglas Randall buzzer in it. And change of plans, I actually have two of these early guard EGD ones, but I'm only gonna test one because I feel it's a hassle to Okay, I'm actually gonna put hearing protection on for this because I don't know when it's going to go off. Anyway, let's turn the thing on. And there you go. I didn't need to use this after all. Thank you for that. That will be a very quick and pleasant test of you. Next is this TC49A. It is actually defective as well. Apparently there's cold solder joints on the transformer, and that might be resulting in... And now comes the time where we actually need the smoke spray. So here we go. There we go. Alright, and then we have the little squealy boxes. This one is made in Hong Kong. It's unbranded. Pardon the bird clock. Alright, and now to test it. Yeah, it's also defective because of the battery. I know this one works. This Sylvan's one. I wrote Sylvan's on the back so I remember. But I know this one works. And then we have a little Merlite fire alarm here. Of course, made by the Merlite Industries Company of New York City. It appears to have a knockoff Delta Alarm squealer in it. And now we test it. Okay, all of a sudden I smell smoke. And last is this precision product of Japan. I don't actually know the brand that well. But yeah, this one already has a battery in it. And of course it is already dying. Alright, time to prepare the last smoke alarm. Finally, it's the last one. It's this thing, which is also broken and defective. And it has an actual grounding wire, which I am not going to be wiring. I'm only going to be doing like this briefly, just for the fact that I cannot ground it because I don't have an actual cable that has a ground on it. Okay, so I won't actually be touching it because the ground's not on the cable, so we're gonna have to look down for this one. Yeah, good. Look down here. Look down. Do you see it? You see it? Okay, yeah, you see it. So here we go. And that's all it does. It actually does not reset at all. And yeah, I think that's it. Almost all of the smoke alarms in my collection. Sorry it's been so delayed. Like, I've just been not really into smoke alarms anymore. Like, I do still collect them, but I just have interests in other things like, what is this? Oh, and in case you're wondering, they are all being stored on these shelves, along with everything else in my collection. Like those things over there. But yeah, this is the end of the loudest video ever. You can go now.